What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the early download for Season 3, some insane updates coming to DMZ, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and let me know down below in the comment section. Are you guys going to be copying the Blackcell Battle Pass bundle here in our third season? That, of course, costs $30, and as of today, on Tuesday, they'll be marketing the new Battle Pass, right, through a trailer, a separate blog post. I'll be covering all of that on stream and in a separate video, but let me know how you're feeling right now about spending possibly $30 on a new Battle Pass here for our third season. With that being said, there's also a bunch of free gifts coming in Season 3 that you guys might have seen posted about over on Twitter, but there's going to be 2 Season 3 gift packs, as you can see, one for a tank, one for an M16 skin. There's also going to be some blueprints coming out for free, which again, could be changed a bit to where they don't release as free bundles, but instead get put into maybe a faction mission reward or included in a different bundle entirely that does cost money. We have a Lockman 556 blueprint called the Urban Pacifier and a Lockman 762 blueprint called the Corcovado. And again, these are going to be coming out at some point during Season 3, but figured I'd point that out real quickly for those out there that want to take advantage of some free cosmetics here in our third season. There are quite a few other free cosmetics you can unlock through the events that are also starting this season, and I covered those events in a previous video, of course. One is the Trophy Hunt Collection. There's an expansion to that coming out in the mid-season for some universal camos, and there's also some free cosmetics you can unlock via Plunder. Now, when it comes to the preload for Season 3, that should be rolling out when this video is going up, first for PlayStation and then for Xbox. That's update 1.17, and with that, there is not going to be a preload for PC. There usually never is. It's just not something that happens for Steam or Battle.net, but the update for PC will be going out when the season does begin on April 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 12 o'clock Central and 1 o'clock Eastern. But like I've said before, the way the preloads have worked for Modern Warfare 2 has been a little odd. Season 1 was a bit tricky since when that season launched, that was also the release of Warzone 2 and DMZ. There was a lot going on. The preload did go out a couple of days early, in which you saw a bunch of content become playable via custom games for multiplayer, able to use certain blueprints, weapons, play certain game modes. That was odd. Then when Season 2 came around, there was no preload for that season at all, so that was cool in terms of leaks to where nothing out there was playable early via custom games, but it gets a bit hectic when people out there have slightly slow internet or just bad internet to where they have to wait until the season actually starts to actually download the patch. Then they feel like they're a bit behind compared to everybody else. So there's pros and cons to all this happening, but so far for Season 3, it's been kind of a last minute preload. I mean, 24 hours in advance isn't bad, but at the same time does help out with the fact that people out there aren't going to be leaking a bunch of content that is meant to be a surprise when the season actually begins. Now, new images did surface of what looks like the Blackcell soap skin. Again, it was confirmed there's going to be dozens of skins you can unlock by buying the Blackcell bundle, and a lot of those skins are for Task Force 1-for-1 operators. Being able to play as Price, Ghost, Farah, Soap, and even some others through that pack alone is going to be awesome. So with that being said, you can also use the Blackcell M4 blueprint a little bit early. There will, of course, be plenty of blueprints offered in the Blackcell bundle, but there's a weird glitch going around right now, which I'll leave down below in this video's description. Not meant to promote glitches or anything in this video, but for those that are curious, this is also in the news as of right now. So apparently you can unlock the Blackcell blueprint a little bit early by selecting a 6th class, choosing an MP7, and deleting that class, but then adding it back somehow allows you to use the M4 Blackcell blueprint. It's a bit of a weird bug, but something that probably will get patched very, very soon. If not, take advantage of this while you can if you want to just get an early preview of this blueprint before you end up considering buying it for $30. When the patch becomes installable fully, which is supposed to be when the season begins, but if it becomes installable at some point sooner than that, then definitely expect the usual suspects on Twitter to post an early preview of what's going on with our new season, right? In terms of future blueprints, some teasers for future weapons, possibly future maps, even some operators. Wouldn't be shocked to see that at all, but hopefully with this patch that comes out for Season 3, they've added some level of security to ensure that not too much gets leaked out about anything coming out beyond Season 3. But now when it comes to DMZ, so as of a couple of days ago, I made a video talking about our first look at what's coming to both Warzone 2 and DMZ in our third season, but they went in even more depth with some separate blog posts as we're going to be covering here. I covered the Warzone blog as of yesterday, so right here we have a bit of a story summary for what's going on in DMZ. Again, all the factions are canon, the missions themselves, the exclusion zones, Al-Mazrah, Ashika, Building 21. Read up more on this with the link down below in this video's description. I'll probably make a separate video in the future talking about the story so far in DMZ and how it connects to the post-launch narrative of raids, even multiplayer, a bit of Warzone. So let's start off with our new equipment. So as it says right here, we're going to be seeing quite a bit in terms of plate carriers, backpacks, and even a rebreather. Quite a bit here. So got a nice new image here of our new backpack system with secure and scavengers. So what will these active duty operators bring back from exclusion zones? In addition to the abundance of existing on-soldier items, there are a few new items that are coming in at launch and during the season. First off, secure backpacks. As the name suggests, secure items between runs. This means that those non-contraband, non-on-soldier items are secured in your inventory and don't convert to XP upon extraction. Plus, items in a secure backpack are kept to that active duty soldier if they are eliminated in an extraction zone. Most likely one of the biggest game changers in DMZ alongside active duty slots, as this can help with supply runs and mission objectives. And both of them come from the same idea of persistence. In DMZ, you need to continue doing missions and tasks despite getting knocked down sometime. With a secure backpack though, even if you lose one important item mission, or excuse me, one mission item, it will still be there with a secure backpack, and remember that there is a barter recipe for it too. As for scavenger backpacks, these take out that third weapon slot usually found in medium and large backpacks and add additional item slots, perfect for completing missions where there are a ton of valuable items that need to be picked up. Nice the image here of our new vest we're going to be seeing here in DMZ. It is an absolute game changer. So the new plate carriers, Tempered, Revive, Comms, and even Stealth. Again, Tempered is coming to Warzone 2 BR, but I'm glad to see there's going to be a use for that in DMZ as well. You may already be familiar with the Tempered plate carriers from previous Call of Duty or from Warzone 1, but in case you need to reassess the intel, we wrote about these in our tactical overview. As for the other DMZ exclusive plate carriers, here's a quick overview. There's a 3-plate medic vest granting both faster revives on squad mates as well as faster self-revives when using a self-revive kit. All around a helpful vest, but especially great for those who find themselves as the squad's medic. Perfect. Similar to like the raid kits, right? And just what kit you want to bring in for a certain purpose. Are you the assault? Are you the recon? Are you the medic? We're getting something like that here in DMZ as well. We also have a 3-plate comms vest, which is like a signal booster and has a few benefits. It increases the duration of all UAV technology, the kill streak, UAV towers, and enemy radios dropped by AI. It makes them function as advanced UAVs, meaning they also show player direction and location. As another bonus though, the vest also gives you an audio cue when an enemy operator is close to you, like an auditory version of the high alert perk. It can be great for a solo runner, especially given that they can level the communications advantage that having a duo or trio could provide. Finally, the stealth plate carrier comes built in with the ghost perk, keeping you off enemy radars, built for those times when keeping a low profile is essential to the mission. Also been a lookout for armor satchels coming during the season. So armor satchels were a thing in Warzone 1, so I'm glad that they're bringing out as much as they can from Warzone 1 and kind of reinventing that for Warzone 2 and even DMZ. We're also getting the rebreather field upgrade, so this is something again from the raids, and I'm glad that we're starting to see things cross over from campaign to raids, spec ops, and now to DMZ as well. Absolutely phenomenal. So as it says, a brand new field upgrade you may recall first seeing in a raid episode. The rebreather is built for amphibious operators who navigate around the various waterways on Al Mazrah and Ashika Island. This tool allows operators to breathe underwater for longer periods of time, perfect for stealth infiltrations or tricky maneuvers where air is limited. Like a stim pistol, it has multiple uses before it expires, and it can even be swung as a two-handed melee weapon in a pinch. So it's kind of like a new melee weapon as well. If you don't want to even use it to breathe underwater, you can just hit somebody with it. Not bad at all, can't complain. We're also seeing skeleton keys get added in. Those familiar with the phrase know that a skeleton key can unlock nearly any door in DMZ. The only exception is getting the Building 21 access key. Although you cannot earn Building 21 deployment, you can open every door that requires a key card or key in Building 21 or the other exclusion zone. So again, you can open up all the colored rooms in Building 21 by using a skeleton key. These keys can only be created through a special barter system recipe because every item can matter in DMZ, and bartering means losing items to make others. It'd be best to save it for those incredibly tough to find keys, or use it as a backup for those missions that require a specific key as well. Huge for faction mission progress, and also for those that wanted to see the crafting system from campaign. I know I wanted to see that either in DMZ or a raid. That's finally coming to DMZ in the form of bartering. Absolutely phenomenal to hear about, right? Let's go. What to expect with new missions. In Season 3, DMZ will not reset your mission progress. Furthermore, the new Redacted faction available to all players will have 3 of its mission tiers available at Season 3 launch, with 2 more to come at mid-season. One more thing about DMZ activities. Remember that missions are not the only thing to accomplish in DMZ. The new bosses, as well as something completely redacted happening mid-season, are sure to give even more challenges and rewards to all operators. We also have the supply run contract, which we talked about in a previous video. Birds in the Sky, though, a new vehicle and Exfil option. The heavy chopper is back, and there will be a new way to privately exfiltrate an exclusion zone in DMZ throughout Season 3, both of which can help you exfiltrate safely. So first, the heavy chopper seen in Ground War and Invasion within Modern Warfare 2 will add to the aerial vehicle lineup. Unfortunately for you, it is completely drained of its fuel, so operators must find its special fuel around the airport in order to get it in the sky. Once topped off with its fuel, the heavy chopper can fly around the map and even outside the boundaries, which is how you can exfiltrate at any time for free. After getting out of bounds, a countdown will appear, just like a normal exfiltration, until you ultimately are given the same treatment as a successful exfil. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, for those out there that may have fuel but can't get to the nearest exfil on time, if you can find one of these choppers, you're golden. The other new feature here is a new buy station item known as a private exfil. Once bought, an exfil will be available on an unused exfil point for that match on the map. Considered an extra escape route if needed, especially during prisoner rescue contracts. I mean, holy crap, we're not getting a new map this season, but these features are absolutely ridiculous. I can't even believe that, but how cool is this? I mean, I wonder how much it's going to cost to buy a private exfil, but with that being said, we also have more information here about bartering, the workbench, a ton that we already kind of discussed in a previous video. I'm not going to take too much time in this one also talking about it, but this is where you can use recipes. I cannot wait to see how this fleshes out in DMZ. Might even be more fleshed out than the recipes we saw in campaign, where you're able to craft certain items after finding certain things in the environment. This is going to be huge. Again, for getting kill streaks, self-revives, keys. There's a lot that's going to be going on here in DMZ this season. I can't wait to cover all that, of course, in separate videos. And don't forget about the workbench, allowing you to essentially take attachments off or add attachments to weapons you find in the environment. Kind of similar to how Blackout worked back during BO4. And again, active operator slots. Talked about that in depth already. Kind of reminds me a little bit of how the create a class system worked back in COD Ghost, where you had an operator and his class, and then you move on to the next operator and his class, right? It was just a way to separate certain operators you play as with certain classes you want to use. And in this case, it's super cool for DMZ. So you have one class maybe for fighting bosses, one for faction missions, one for PvP, one for regain. What a perfect feature. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are you guys thinking about the early download for Season 3? Will anything be available via custom games in the next couple of hours before the official start of the season? Also, what are your thoughts on the extensive DMZ updates that also got detailed in our recent tactical overview? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.